Hello there, Seraphim17 once again, introducing you to my Mass Effect 3 Insanity Difficulty video walkthrough. This is the Rannoch level, or Rannoch, or Rannoch, which I don't think it is, but you know, pronunciation's pretty crazy and everybody has their own. And this is shutting down the Geth servers, so this is an optional mission, people. It is a missable mission as well, and it is a combat-free mission, which is rather nice, I thought. This, for all intents and purposes, is all exposition. This is all storytelling. This is learning about the origins of the Geth and the original war between the Geth and the Quarians. The very, very first, flashpoint of that whole conflict. And it's probably my favourite part of the game because it's nothing but story, and it's really interesting story that I really liked. So hopefully if you're doing this you're going to have a lot of enjoyment. If I'm completely honest, this bit is not challenging at all, so there is no reason why you'll probably need to watch this video for aid. Because essentially all we're going to be doing is ghostbustering. We're just going to be running around, shooting some ghosts and getting to the end. That is literally it. And all you want to do is anything that's completely orange is infected, so you want to shoot it with your proton pack. And then once you've shot enough of the crazy cancerous, digiblocks or whatever the hell they are, those pixel crazy polygon things, you will see a cutscene-ish thing that's in-game where the Geth and the Quarians will be talking, filling you in on data, and then you move on and do the same to the next one. So it's kind of repetitive if you're looking at it purely from gameplay, but it's kind of the carrot on the stick where each of your actions gets you with the cutscene, and it rewards you with a little bit more knowledge, a little bit more fiction, and if you're invested in the universe, that's probably a really good thing, and I think it is anyway. But this video, as far as commentary, is probably just going to be filler to give me the opportunity to talk about some stuff. And what I really want to talk about is a couple of future projects, a couple of potentially different things to do with my channel. Because I do like to put up new content, I do like to mix things up a little bit, and I've got a bunch of ideas of different things which I'm going to be trying, and people are going to see how well they work, depending on how well they get received, and all that good stuff. But I'm going to be doing another 1,000 questions video, and for anybody new who's just joining me, when I got to 1,000 subscribers, I did a video where they could ask me anything, and then I answered them in like a 25-minute video, and it was pretty fun. It got a nice response, and I've hit 2,000 subscribers quite recently, so I thought I'd do another one. And I'm going to do a side video to promote this because not everybody watches every video I do, so burying it, midway through a Mass Effect 3 guide is not the best way to get out to the people that they can send me some questions. But effectively what it will be is you email me with the title saying like 1,000 questions so I know what it's about, and it can be questions of almost anything, and I'll read through them and I'll answer them for the purpose of the video, and I'll throw some gameplay on in the background, and it's just a nice opportunity to interact with my subscribers. And these are not the questions that you will be sending into the podcast, because the podcast is different. It's not just me, the podcast, it's everybody else as well. It's a whole bunch of opinions. So this is literally just, if you want my thoughts on anything, or if you want me to tell anything about anything, then feel free to send some questions in for that, because I'm going to be doing that hopefully in the next week or so. I thought about doing a setup video, or somebody a long time ago asked me to do like a start to finish video of the path of making a video in one of my walkthroughs. So basically showing you from the capturing point to everything I do all the way up to when I set it off uploading on YouTube. And that could be something cool to do, because there's a few people that are interested, but I'm not too sure how I would record my laptop screen. I know Fraps and certain programs can do it, but I've never used it, so I'd have to look into using those and figuring those out before I can put that forward. And they'll probably be easy, but I've never done it, so it's something that's not as easy to do as everything else. A lot of people have asked for a setup video, which I could probably do. It's one of those things that everybody likes to know, where it all happens. Even though it's, not the most romantic of visions half the time. You just shatter the illusion for people. But, people are curious by the definition, so that's why we like to see those things. I do have one idea that I'm going to hopefully be like creating very soon. It might take a while though, depending on how it works, or if it works in general at all, because it might not. And that idea is to tell a narrative, so to tell a story through Black Ops as theatre mode. And what I mean by this is, I don't want to say it's inspired by anything, even though there's a million and one things that came before it, because, hell, Machinima is effectively what I'm talking about. You know, before Machinima became this big body on YouTube, they were a company that you know, specialised in computer engine graphics and games used to create films. And effectively that's kind of what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be creating shorts through theatre mode. And I think at this moment in time, the best thing to compare it to would be Red versus Blue, which is the Rooster Teeth thing. But I've never really watched that because everybody who knows me knows I'm not the biggest Halo fan. But it will be similar to that kind of thing. Obviously, it's not going to be that thing because they're probably awesome. They do all the Halo stuff, and to their fans, it's probably the best thing ever. All this is going to be is I'm going to write a stupid script. It's not going to be very long. It's hopefully going to be dumb and funny. As I can make it, and I'm going to get probably a bunch of my friends to do the voice talent on it. I will be doing the voice talent to some characters. We're all going to be putting on silly, funny accents, and it's just going to be some scenario set up, and I'm going to be using the angles from the free camera of one of the levels on Black Ops, and a couple people to be the characters in game, and I'm pretty much just going to direct, write, and star in hopefully a funny mini-series of telling some kind of story. And it's probably going to be really referential to games. It's probably going to have, you know, ridiculous tangents and things, and hopefully it'll be pretty cool. But don't expect it next week because it is a creative project and it will take a while to you know, formulate and everything. But I'm hoping people will like it because I thought it was a fun idea, and hopefully people will enjoy to watch it. And it'll be one of those things where I'll put up the first part of it, and if people like it and if it gets a good response, I'll carry on putting up parts. If people think it's a good idea but it's not what they want to see, then I'll leave it as a one-off. But it's just something different. And on the same vein as that, I'm also going to be doing a bonus project which is pretty indulgent. And it's going to involve a piece of my writing. And hopefully that'll be received well. But I'm not going to talk too much about it because I think the whole surprise of that video is kind of what gives it its edge. Because if I tell you the idea, it sounds dull as fuck. But if I show you the idea, maybe then you'll see that there's something there. And if there isn't, I'll not carry on with it. It's that simple. But yeah, ever since I started YouTube, my goal has been to have diversity. I mean, don't get me wrong, one of my goals is to get partnered and, you know, hopefully get to a place where I can influence the most people and put my content out to more and more and more potential views, but that has always been secondary to the creative angle of what I want to do. And hopefully, you know, in time, that will continue to build, and it should be pretty damn awesome. But all this is literally from here on out is more ghost busting. The only difference now is they make it so that you have to shoot 2 strands of the umbilical of this data before you can destroy its core. So it's nothing too complicated once you figure it out. And this video, aside from a couple times when I'm trying to find the way where the path will generate, is pretty much a speed run through this section. So if you want to get through it pretty quick, this video might actually help. Who knew? But yeah, keep shooting, keep doing your Mass Effect thing, keep listening to the awesome, you know, canon as it's been explained. And you do not run out of ammo with this gun, it will regenerate. It's just sometimes it's a little bit slow to do so you want to try and moderate your shots if you can. It will help you. Oh, that's probably worth mentioning as well. As soon as the cutscenes kick off, if you examine them, you can get data from them, you can get upgrades and things. It's not always obvious that you can, but you do, which is cool. Sometimes I think it's just codec entries and things like that, but you definitely get something from watching them, so they are worth examining. If for nothing more than to understand Legion's cause a little bit better, because after this mission, we're going to be going back to the, I think it's Tikkun planet, or it might even be Rannoch, the same planet, but you're going to be forced to make a really, really heavy decision. And, you know, we all knew we were gonna, and I commend BioWare for sticking to the guns with a lot of it, but sometimes, like, they make it really hard to save the people you like. And that is not a spoiler, it's just fact. It's like, people that you appreciate in the Mass Effect universe are gonna die throughout the duration of this game. And it sucks, but hopefully there's a way of saving them, and you've just got to figure it out. But all that's left now is for this conversation to end, the path will open up, and then we'll be teleported out of the level. And I don't really have too much to talk about, and the video itself is not stimulating topic, so I'm just going to end it here, people. So thanks for watching, I hope it's helping, and you take care now.
Something's happening to the Geth. The fighters, Admiral.
Route access acquired, severing all connections to this communication node. Geth no longer reside on this server. We may now exit the consensus.
What's wrong?